didn't.
I think I heard those words before.
I like them.
Me too. Yeah.
There we are. Good morning and welcome to Unity. My name is Wendy Meyer, and it's a pleasure to be here today, and I welcome everybody that's here physically and everybody who's at home watching this service. So let's start off by singing 3 songs with Dedri.
Good morning. Okay, let's start. This is my place, and I am welcome here. Here I am free to learn to grow and share. Sharing the love, sharing the peace, dance and sing, be the stillness within. Sharing the joy, the healing prayers, one heart, one mind, one sacred divine. Sharing the love, sharing the peace, dance and sing, be the stillness within. Sharing the joy, the healing prayers, one heart, one mind, one sacred divine. This is my place. This is my place. And I am welcome here. And I am welcome here. Here I am free to learn to grow and share. To learn to grow and share. Sharing the love, sharing the peace, dance and sing, be the stillness within. Sharing the joy, the healing prayers, one heart, one mind, one sacred divine. Sharing the love, sharing the love, sharing the peace, dance and sing, be the stillness within. Sharing the joy, the healing prayers, one heart, one mind, one sacred divine. All right, let's put our hands together. Come on. Sing hallelujah, amen. Sing hallelujah, amen. Amen. Sing hallelujah, amen. Sing hallelujah, amen. One more time. Sing hallelujah, amen. Sing hallelujah, amen. Amen. Sing hallelujah, amen. Sing hallelujah, amen. Sharing the love, sharing the love, sharing the peace, dance and sing, be the stillness within. Sharing the joy, the healing prayers, one heart, one mind, one sacred divine. Sharing the love, sharing the love, sharing the peace, dance and sing, be the stillness within. Sharing the joy, the healing prayers, one heart, one mind, one sacred divine. This is my place. This is my place. This is our place. This is our place. This is my place. This is my place. No matter where you are, online, right here, this is our place. This one's room at the table. Let our hearts not be hardened. To those living on the margin, there is room at the table for everyone. This is where it all begins. This is how we gather in. There is room at the table for everyone. Too long we have wandered, burdened and undone. There is room at the table for everyone. Let us sing each other in. This is how it all begins. There is room at the table for everyone. There is for us all, and no gift is too small. There is a room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is a room at the table for everyone. No matter where you are, no matter where you're from, there is room at the table for everyone. Here and now we can be the beloved community. There is room at the table for everyone. There is a room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is a room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is a room at the table for everyone. There is a room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is a room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is a room at the table for everyone. Amen. This next song is really very simple. It's May I Be Filled with Loving Kindness. We have the wrong slide. And it's very easy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. Be well. May I be well, peaceful and at ease. I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be happy. Let's do that again. May I be filled with loving kindness. Be well. May I be well. Be peaceful. I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy.
Oh, doesn't that feel good to say those words? As I breathe and relax, I invite you to join me in consciousness for this opening prayer, this opening intention, for these words that go out into the universe and come back fulfilled. For the universe always says yes. I know there is only one power, one presence, one infinite creative intelligence. It is the universe, it is God, and it is being me every second of every day. It is absolutely everything seen and unseen. And as I relax into this knowing that sometimes in spite of appearances, it's all good because God is good. And it's all God because that's all there is. And as I allow the love that I am to absolutely be in my full awareness, I know it radiates out from me and blesses those who may have forgotten that love is the opening, is the portal, is the answer, is the everything. I allow it to radiate out from me and also to radiate through me, for it is everywhere and in everything. It's blessing and multiplying its blessings everywhere it goes, for that's what it does. I know that all is well, and I also do what is mine to do to ensure that all is well. I'm guided by divine wisdom in all I do. So I tap into that wisdom, and I know exactly through this guidance how to move forward in my day. So I allow the infinite mind of God to fill my consciousness with absolutely every idea I require at this time to live a healthy, fulfilled life of prosperity, abundance, wholeness, harmony, and all things good. Gratitude is who I am in this moment. I am so grateful. I let go and I let it come back to me, fulfilled in the most wondrous ways. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well peaceful. May I be peaceful and at ease, happy. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be well peaceful. I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. And may I be happy.
Beautiful song. And I want to share a story of love that happened in my life yesterday. Because Anne was talking about love, I think during this time we can choose fear or we can choose love. And some of you might know that I teach a couple of classes at the YWCA. And on Saturdays I teach Aquafit. Most of the people that come to my Aquafit class are women that are people with experience, seniors. Most of them are probably 65 and older. But I do have a few young women that come, and two of them are sisters. And yesterday, most of my class came. They chose love over fear. They came to the class. And at the end of the class, when we were leaving, one of the young sisters came up to me and she said, "Wendy, I would like to give you my business card. And if you find that any of the ladies in this class who might be alone and don't have any family, if they end up stuck at home and they need things, we would like to run errands for them. Can you please be the conduit for them?" And I just thought that was so touching. They said, we're out and about, and we know not everybody has that opportunity, and we would like to be that loving presence for our family here at the Y. And I just thought that was really nice. And today's daily word, I think, is really apropos too. Pray for others. As I pray for others, I affirm unfolding good in their lives and in mine. Honored by the trust of those who request my prayers, I listen with compassion and then release all thoughts of illness, lack, limitation, or inharmony. Knowing that my responsibility is not to set the situation right, but to see it rightly, I look beyond challenging conditions and attune to the essential truth that the one for whom I pray is created in God's image and is seeking to express God's likeness, just as all people are, just as I am. I know that the divine presence, the Christ, is present both in me and in the one for whom I pray. It restores wholeness in mind, body, and emotions, guiding all decisions, inspiring prospering ideas, and bringing harmony and peace to all relationships. And from Psalm 145, verse 18, the Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth. And just a reminder that the theme for this year, for 2020, is perfect vision, seen through a spiritual lens. And this month's theme of March is the art of being, the many ways to live your purpose. And we're going to have another song to lead into today's topic.
The music from this is for next week, not this week.
Okay.
Let me live From a love-filled heart, let me speak. Being kind from the start, let me love. Uninhibited and wild, let me see. Through the eyes of an innocent child. Let me see. Open my eyes to see. Let me learn with a curious mind. Let me walk, leaving no one behind. Let me laugh till the lines are etched on my face. Let me forgive in gratitude and grace. Let me listen without the need to advise. Let me have faith with a mountain to rise. Let me share my joy and let me dance in the rain. Let me feel everything, even if it's just the pain. Let me forgive. Open my mind to forgive. Let me feel. Open my heart to feel. Let me live from a love-filled heart. Let me speak, being kind from the start. Let me love, uninhibited and wild. Let me see through the eyes of an innocent child.
Beautiful. Thank you. As we go through these slides, it's a long one. The art of being, relationships. It's not what you say. I'm Reverend Anna Haukangas, by the way, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. Thank you for coming out, and those of you online, thank you for being here, watching us. I remember somebody saying to me once, "Who you are speaks so loudly I can't hear what you're saying." And I remember thinking, wow, you know, we do have that spidey sense, don't we? You know, when somebody is speaking something, but you can sense something else. So we're going to talk a little bit about the energy of who we are as we move forward. So it's this dance of energy that we'll look at. The blessing of betrayal and the eighth wonder of the world. Are you ready? So the dance of energy. It's interesting. I was watching Bill Mayer, who does Real Time on Friday nights, and he basically was performing to the audience of the people who were working in the studio because the studio was closed to the public. And you could see that he, because he's a live comedian type performer, he felt odd standing there. Even though you couldn't see the audience and you could hear the occasional clapping of the staff in the background, he had the energy of someone who just didn't know quite what to do with a room of no people, because that wasn't what he was accustomed to. And it's interesting because the camera didn't show you that there was no one there, but I could feel the energy that he was projecting of this kind of emptiness. And so who we are and what's going on speaks so loudly that we can feel it long before we can put words to it. Would you agree with that? Yeah. One of the things that he said, and I thought this was really valid, was at this time and at times of crisis, especially health crisis like this pandemic that's happening, is there are 3 S's to remember: sugar, stress, and sleep. So if you want your body to be in its highest form of health and wholeness, to avoid sugar, because it does cause your immune system to depress, and yet one of the first things we want to do is reach out for something like sugar, don't we? Sleep, that if you get lots of sleep, your body is really able to handle, not only emotionally, but physically, all of the things that are going on. And stress can be good, but if you're worried and you're afraid, then that stress actually diminishes your immune system. So just think about it this week as you move forward, as you make decisions, as you're feeling certain things, the 3 S's, and see whether you can comply in a way that allows that to be harmonious. There is brutality and there is honesty. There is no such thing as brutal honesty. How many of you have ever said, I'm going to be brutally honest? And the thing is that, what is that Buddhist saying? Is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? And brutally honest isn't really any of those things, is it? And I was thinking about that in the sense of, why is it that we feel the need sometimes to be brutally honest? What does that actually mean? For me, I know if I were to utter those words, I don't know if I ever have, maybe I have, it's that I'm finally saying what's true for me. When I say, do you want me to be brutally honest? Or if I'm going to be brutally honest. Because in a way, I'm afraid that you're going to react to me in some negative way. And why am I afraid? What am I afraid of? What's the worst that can happen? Something to think about. To speak brutally or harshly is fueled by the energy of fear. It may be wearing the disguise of anger, frustration, disappointment, impatience, and it is only fear in disguise. And talk about fear right now out in the world. You know, there's all this joking about toilet paper. And I even posted something on Facebook. Someone had found a picture of earrings that had been made that had little toilet paper rolls that you could put on. They were like little pearls. And just hilarious. And I thought, you know, if I could find a pair, I'd wear them today. But what does it represent? And I mean, I worked with women for about 45 years in the beauty industry. And what I found was that the ones that were typically fairly easygoing, when they came in and they were critical or difficult, it was because there was something else in their life that they couldn't get control of, couldn't handle. And so they became critical of the things that they could. They tried to take control of the things they felt that they could. And when I understood that as a service giver for someone, I recognized that this is a time for love and compassion. Not for, hey, you know, I know what I'm doing, but to say, how can I support you at this time? What is it that I can do to help you through whatever it is? Would you like to talk about it? Or what? Or sure, if you want me to do that, okay. And when people are hoarding like they are right now, they're taking control of the things that they can in a time when there are things that are so uncertain. Have you found yourself taking control of something that's kind of out of character for you, maybe? Because the other things are not controllable? And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's to recognize where it's coming from. And how can each of us be in a place of love, like what Wendy was saying, rather than of fear in this time? I know those of you that are here in person, for instance, have a different way of looking at life. Someone said to me this morning that I'm going to be alone for the next 2 weeks, other than the exposure I have to some really great people on a Sunday morning. So I came out because this is an opportunity to not be alone. We don't have to touch. We can, like Rob said, touch our feet or our elbows or just namaste. There's just something really beautiful about being in the same space with somebody, isn't it? And as we move forward in this week, I invite you to know that those people that are out there deserve our love just as much as we do. And as we are loving to them, they give us more reasons to be loving, don't they? So love is the antidote for fear. Remember that God, in its highest form, is unconditional love. And how can we be as loving as we possibly can? And at the same time, reducing the stress in our own lives. Charles Fillmore said, and I'll say it again because I repeated it from last week, and that was, do whatever you need to do to help you sleep at night. You know, do what comes comfortably. We talk about that in the sense of even when you're giving a helping hand to someone, rather than out of fear of their demise, out of the generosity of your fullness. And that's a very different way of looking at things. Who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. And I know that as you think about different people in your life, you don't think about anything specific about them usually, you think about the energy of who they are. Like think about someone that you know is afraid all the time. Think about someone you know that is pretty peaceful, pretty comfortable, pretty happy with themselves. It's interesting, isn't it? And they don't have to say a word. There was something on CBC radio a couple of years ago, RBF, and they were doing a study about it, RBF being resting bitch face. And they were talking about how some people, no matter how kind and how lovely and beautiful they are, and even happy people, have a face that doesn't look very happy when they're just in a kind of thinking mode. And so they just termed it RBF, and that there was this whole movement with plastic surgeons to undo RBF for people, and they were paying a lot of money to have their face, when they're resting, actually look happy and pleasant. And the thing is that you and I know at this stage of the game that who we are speaks so loudly, it doesn't matter what our face looks like, right? We don't have to spend $5,000 or $10,000 to bring out that energy. We just have to be it. So the blessing in betrayal, and I wanted to look at this from the standpoint of forgiveness. I remember writing an article that was published a few years back, and it was about the idea that if we create absolutely everything in our reality, then we have created the reasons to have the opportunity to forgive. And so what is there really to forgive but ourselves for having created that situation? And that forgiveness could actually be totally alleviated if you recognized your own responsibility in it. And it's a big one to swallow. It's a big one to take that responsibility. But is there really ever any reasons to forgive? I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. I know that I go to the place of physical brutality, for instance, and that's a pretty tough one to get my head around, the forgiveness idea and the betrayal idea. But in terms of words and emotions and behavior that is not touching me physically, I have an easier time. How about you? Would you say that that's where you might draw the line of it being easy or difficult? Or are they all the same to you? The physical brutality and the emotional brutality. Just a question, something to think about. And for some reason, there's nothing there. Easter is not complete without loving the one who made it possible, Judas. And it's really interesting because Jesus knew that someone was going to betray him, didn't he? He spoke to that. Because on some level, he knew that had to happen for what followed. Forgiveness becomes possible when we transcend appearances and realize that those people who represent the Judases in our lives and those qualities within ourselves that seem to have betrayed us have been the divine process growing us into Christ's. It's all love. It's a big concept. And in the middle of that deep, dark hole, that horrible feeling of betrayal and forgiveness, need for forgiveness or unforgiveness, it's really tough to get your head around it. I understand that. I've been there. Sometimes I'm there right now. I'm not right now, but sometimes I am. Until I remember that it's like me carrying around a bag of boulders. Or like someone said in one of the prosperity courses I took years ago, unforgiveness is like when you're driving down the road, your car windows are open, they throw a bag of garbage into your car, you roll up the windows and say, it's just so stinky in here. And that we have this responsibility to not carry around the garbage, to let go of the bag of boulders and just be free instead. That we can't change that someone threw the bag of garbage in our car, but we can get rid of it. We can let go of it. It's a choice. So before there could be a resurrection, there had to be a betrayal. Just think about that. Have you had a resurrection as a consequence of a betrayal? I know I have. I am who I am today as a consequence of those learnings. What a powerful realization to have when it comes to forgiveness. And there are some people who have the school of thought that Jesus actually never existed, that it was a concept, a story to teach these ways of living. And the idea that he was able to forgive, for they know not what they do. Can we forgive? Based on the fact that it wasn't really pointed at us, it was pointed at whatever it was that each individual had going on within them. Again, something to think about. This time of Easter is so, so interesting, isn't it? Time to really think about our thinking, our beliefs, our interactions with others. Is it really possible to see that those who have betrayed us were actually playing a necessary role in our spiritual growth and evolution? Oh, that's a really big thought, isn't it? And yet I know that some of my more loving ways today are as a consequence of having worked my way through some of the biggest betrayals I ever experienced, some of the most difficult times where I thought someone else was to blame. And if I had stayed in the blaming, I would never have had the opportunity to be more loving. Was it a choice consciously? Maybe not. It was an evolution of thinking for me. Sometimes it's a conscious choice. I choose not to be mad anymore. But that can be hard. And I recognize that. It's a journey. That's exactly what Jesus did with Judas. Jesus knew that betrayal by Judas was essential for his full ascension to Christhood. And so if you think about the metaphysics of that, it's the idea that any time that something goes in a direction that we don't expect, that feels hurtful, that feels uncomfortable, that somehow that is the good of God, the good of the universe, and our soul calling for something better, bigger, greater, more fantastic, more wondrous in our life, if we choose to look at it that way, if we choose to have the expectation of that. It's not easy, but it's simple. Search your heart today and see if you discover any resentment, either towards yourself or others, that is attached to the sense of betrayal. Close your eyes just for a moment. Is there someone that comes to mind or a situation that comes to mind that just hurts your heart? It just hurts. Are you ready, willing, and able to just let that go? Would you let it go? Could you let it go? And if you could, When? Right now? Tomorrow? How about right now? Let's boost our immune systems with a feeling of love instead. Knowing that betrayal represents a violation of trust, dig deeply enough within to realize that through this violation, you're being given the opportunity to heal a false belief of separation between you and God. And in other words, this idea of a false separation between you and God. To be angry at someone else means that somehow they have control over you. And yet nobody has control over you. You and God are one. And the only one who gets to make choices is you. And God is always saying yes. And God is always there to support you. Because it is benevolence, it is good, it is always, always grace. Forgiveness is how you do it. Release your betrayer into the law of their own being. Into the law of their own being. And what is that? That who they are speaks so loudly that you can't hear what they're saying. And so if they are betrayal, they will be betrayed. If they are fearful, they will have more reasons to be afraid. If they are angry, they'll have more reasons to be angry. Release them into the law of their own being. You don't have to be the judge, jury, and executioner in that. You can just be free and be love instead. Can you trust that life will support you in transcending the past, irrespective of how hurtful it has been? Can you trust? I know I've lived long enough to know that that's happened many times, so I can trust. I know that something that seems horrible 5 years down the line is just a blip in the radar. Anybody else feel that way? So let's take a deep breath and let go and let God. Let's do that one more time. And what do you think is the eighth wonder of the world? Any guesses? You are. We are. Wondrous. Fabulous. Amazing. People travel to wonder at the height of mountains, at the huge waves of the sea, at the long courses of rivers, at the vast compass of the ocean, at the circular motion of the stars, and they pass by themselves without wondering. St. Augustine. I want to just look at somebody and say, you are a wonder. You are a wonder. Yes, in that room. Go have a look. Exactly. The real beauty in life lies within the hearts and souls of all the people we share our planet with, our family of the earth. The real peace we all seek lies in spiritually connecting with that family, not escaping from it. And you know, at this time, as we're being asked to stay not so much at home, but not really interacting with people in the way that we normally do, we're finding really innovative ways to connect, aren't we? Whether it be kicking our feet, you know, whatever it is, we're finding innovative ways, including being online. I was so grateful this morning and this week that we have been doing this live streaming for a number of months now, since last summer, and that we're actually really quite good at it. And there were a number of centers like this that are really panicking and had like crash courses yesterday and this week on how to do Facebook and online. And I'm just really grateful that we're in a position to be able to share what it is that we are as a community out there in the greater world because we're online. And that you can get to watch it over and over again if you want to. The opportunity to have a conscious relationship with God is by means of its highest form of expression, human beings. Where would we be without each other? Can you imagine spending even 2 days without anybody around? No interaction, no devices, anyone? And I'm just saying 2 days. Can you imagine 2 weeks? Or however long some of this may go on. So let's just send love to everyone that's out there. And reach out and say, how can I support you? And maybe it's on the phone to someone that you know that is alone. My sister is housebound. She has Parkinson's disease, and she was crying on the phone the other day because she felt so lonely because she's housebound. And now with this quarantine going on, she's housebound even more. And so though I know I don't need to call her every other day, I have been, just to connect. And she answers like, what are you calling me for? Or, what's up? I'll say, well, you were on my mind. So it's certainly something we can do to connect in a really real way. So are you ready for a mini spiritual vacation right now? Okay. So spend some time with people with the intention of looking into them, connecting with their hearts and souls. Notice the reverence you feel for life and that sense of unity with the all dancing between you and that other person. And I invite you to do that this week. But I invite you right now to just close your eyes for a moment and think about someone and set the intention to connect with them. Really see them. Really feel their energy. And just send love from your heart center to them. And know that as you send it out, you are constantly being filled by the universe. So you're never depleted. And just keep sending it to them. And know for a fact that they are receiving it. Because we all have an open door to love. And just bring your energy back to the room. Oh, you have filled this room. It feels so good. Thank you. So who you are, speak so loudly, I can hardly hear what you're saying. And right now, boy, does it feel good. And there is a blessing in betrayal. So if you do get betrayed or your buttons pushed, think about, what's the blessing in this? Why are my knickers in a knot about this? What's at the source of this? Because you know what? We're each the 8th wonder of the world. We are brilliant, magnificent demonstrations of spirit on earth. Would you look at someone and just say, I'm magnificent? I'm magnificent.
Need to carry a mirror around with you on there.
Thank you, Anne. Again, a really thought-provoking message. When you're talking about betrayal, there's a song that's been playing on the radio. I don't know who sings it. Maybe you guys do, but it came to mind because it's the young woman sings that the flowers can't grow without the rain. And I was thinking of that when you're talking about betrayal. Does anybody know who that is? You guys heard that song? It's a cool song. Well, listen for it. I can't sing it. It's just I listen to the words, I go, yeah, that's right. The flowers can't grow without the rain. Anyway, now is the time for us to have conscious giving. So whoever's the usher, I guess that's Jean, is going to come around and help us with the sharing of our gifts and donations. And while that's happening, maybe we can say the affirmation together. The affirmation that's on the screen. From the love of pure spirit in me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And Dedry, you have a song for us?
I'm going to do the Daniel Namod song, Get Ready, My Soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Oh, I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love and the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. Oh, I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving into the deepest kind of love and the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or I've won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Oh, I am diving in to the deepest kind of love. Oh, yes, the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Oh, I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love and the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. get ready, my soul. Get ready, get ready, my soul.
Beautiful. One of my favorites.
Yes. And I've asked Deidre if she would include I Am So Blessed
Okay.
as the next song, because it just felt like this is the time to be singing this. I posted it on Facebook too, so you can remember this melody as you read it on Facebook and sing it for yourself this week.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Can we do that one more time? I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Beautiful, thank you.
And Ann, are there some announcements?
Not really, no.
Are you going to show that video?
I'll
now?
show it after service. I have to put it up on the computer.
Okay.
So.
Great. There is an announcement. The annual general meeting is Sunday, April 19th at 12:30. And if anyone has a prayer request, please fill out the forms that are on the chair backs in front of you and put it in the prayer box at the back over there. They will be prayed over for 30 days, and then they will go on to Silent Unity for another 30 days of powerful prayer. So how about we all stand and let's say this closing prayer, and then afterwards join in a song and join each other for a conversation. Together.
I
I am at home in the heart of God. I am at home in the heart of the beloved. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love, and so it is.
Are you ready for the week? Here we go. Here I come. Here I come. I am spirit-filled, renewed and rebuilt. I've got a song in my heart. With joy I dance my part. I am on cloud nine, one with the divine. Got a smile on my face, and I'm ready to face the world. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Oh yes, here I come. I am harmonized, upgraded and revised. I've got love in my heart and the courage to start. I am on cloud nine, one with the divine. Gratitude and grace, and I'm ready to face the world. Shout it out. Here I come. No matter what's happening, here we go. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh, yes, here I come. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Here I come. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Here I come. Oh, yes, here I come. And all the people say, amen. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Stay nice and healthy. Stay happy. It's good to see all of you.